तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. अध्याय 5 मंत्र 7 गुणान्वयो यः फलकर्म कर्ता
गुणान्वयो यः फलकर्मकर्ता
कृतस्य तस्यैव स चोपभोक्ता
कृतस्य तस्यैव स चोपभोक्ता.
ನೋಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೃತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಾರ್ದು. ಕೃತ 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 ಹೇಳಿ.
ಕೃತ
It is not kruta. There is a difference between kruta and krita. Kru. So, kritasya tasyaiva sa chopabhokta.
कृतस्य तस्यैव स चोपभोक्ता.
सविश्वरूपस्त्रिगुणस्त्रिवर्त्मा
सविश्वरूपस्त्रिगुणस्त्रिवर्त्मा
प्राणाधिपः सञ्चरति स्वकर्मभिः.
प्राणाधिपः सञ्चरति स्वकर्मभिः.
So far the Upanishad discussed Tatpadartha. Now we are discussing Tvampadartha. Tvampadartha vichara. Now we are discussing Tvampadartha. The meaning of Tvampada. Tvampada is referring to Jiva, an individual. Who is a Jiva? What is the nature of a Jiva? The author is describing, not the author, Shruti is describing. Shruti does not have an author because Veda is Apaurusheya. Any other book has an author. Vedas do not have an author. That is why Vedas are called Apaurusheya, not written by human being. How Vedas are Apaurusheya, there is a lot of discussion in the Shastras. Many reasons are given. We will discuss that some other time. So, now the Shruti is discussing a Jiva. Gunanvayaha. Jiva is associated with Gunas. Here Guna means Vasana. Karma jnana krita vasana mayaihi gunaihi. Guna refers to Vasana. Vasana is also called Samskara. Vasana and Samskara mean same. Vasana is the impressions that are formed on account of our previous experiences. All our experiences leave an impression in our mind. All these impressions are called vasanas. All the memories that we have are vasanas. All that we remember are because of our vasanas. Suppose yesterday I met a person. Today I am able to remember him or her because there is a vasana, a samskara. It is formed in my mind. Sometimes I am not able to remember the person because despite meeting the person, samskara is not made. Vasana is not made because of some reason. I may not have focused. That is why samskara is not made. Likewise, if people listen with the attention, every word makes a samskara in the class. So all our experiences form this samskara. Our present personality is determined by all our samskaras, determined by the impressions that we have received through all our past experiences. Our temperament, our inclinations, our desires, all desires are because of vasana. If we desire something, it is because of our vasanas. Suppose I have a liking for a particular type of sweet. Why do I like a particular type of sweet? It is because of my vasana. I might have eaten similar type of sweet in my childhood, or maybe in the past janma also, and it has left me with a good impression. A particular type of sweet is associated with certain pleasant experiences. That is why I have a special liking for a particular type of sweet. So all our desires, likes and dislikes, are determined by vasanas. Why I don't like somebody? Most often it is because of vasana. I might have had a bitter experience with somebody who dresses similarly. Even that much is enough to dislike this person. He has not done anything. But my association with something similar to this person has left me with the vasana. Therefore, I don't like the very appearance of this person. Even such things happen. So the jiva is associated with the vasanas. All of us carry our own vasanas. And the vasanas are twofold. Shubha vasana, Ashubha vasana. Shubha vasana is a desirable vasana. Our inclination to follow the dharma, our inclination to pursue moksha is because of Shubhavasana. You have assembled here because of some Shubhavasana. Then there are Ashubhavasanas also. Vasanas that impel us to go against the Shastra. Vasanas that instigate us to go away from the pursuit of moksha are called Ashubhavasana. Despite knowing certain things, we compromise with the dharma sometimes because of Ashubhavasana. When the Ashubhavasana is very strong, the person ends up violating the dharma. Every jiva is associated with the two types of vasanas. Therefore, gunanvayaha, jiva comes with his own set of vasana. We are born with the vasana. It's not that vasanas are formed after childhood. A lot of vasana is added during childhood and after childhood also. But we come with the vasanas even when we are born, because we carry our vasanas from the previous janma. Gunanvayaha phala karma karta. Gunanvayaha leads to phala karma karta. On account of the vasanas, we end up doing karma. Vasanas impel us to do karma, various types of actions, because the vasanas give rise to certain desires. I want this, I want that. The desires arise from the vasanas. On account of the vasanas, we do karma. If there is a Shubha vasana, we may do a Shubha karma, Punya karma. On account of certain Ashubha vasanas, we do Nishiddha karma. Therefore, phala karma karta, jiva is the phala karma karta, because jiva does actions for the sake of certain phala, certain results. Here we should also understand that jiva is the karta. Jiva has the kartrutva, doership. The Atma does not have kartrutva, but the jiva is associated with the kartrutva, because the jiva has the upadhi, Sukshma Sharira, mind, senses, etc. On account of its mind, senses, etc., jiva gets a kartrutva, doership. Jiva identifies as the doer. Phala karma karta. And then satasya kritasya eva upabhokta cha. After doing karma, Jiva gets the result. Every karma has its own result. Na bhuktam kshiyate karma kalpakoti shatairapi. The karma that we have done does not go away without yielding its result. Whether it is a punya or a papa, we have to experience its result. Maybe in this janma or maybe another janma. Therefore, kritasya tasyaiva sa upabhokta. He is upabhokta. Means he is the bhokta. Kartrutva and bhoktrutva. Jiva is associated with the kartrutva and bhoktrutva. Doership and enjoyership. Samsara is on account of doership and enjoyership. As long as there is doership and enjoyership, there is samsara. Because all our complaints can be summed up into these two, kartrutva and bhoktrutva. Every complaint is because of doership and enjoyership. Some complaints are in the form of guilt. I made a mistake. It is associated with the kartrutva. Kartrutva brings about guilt. I made a mistake. And then there is the feeling of hurt. He has hurt me. She has hurt me. What is it? It is because of bhoktrutva. All our complaints are in the form of hurt and guilt. Sometimes we blame other people. He has hurt me, she has hurt me. If we don't find anybody, we blame Ishvara. If there is a God, he is so cruel. Only I am getting all the problems. This is hurt. Bhoktrutva. To be free from samsara, one should transcend both kartrutva and bhoktrutva. How to transcend kartrutva and bhoktrutva? Vedanta Shastra reveals that your Swarupa, your true nature, is free from kartrutva and bhoktrutva, free from doership and enjoyership. On account of ajnana, on account of ignorance, we identify ourselves as the doer and enjoyer, as the karta and bhokta. Savishwarupaha, on account of being the karta, The jiva takes many bodies. Karma leads to janma. We take many bodies. Vishwarupaha. Jiva gets many forms. As of now, we have one form. And that form is printed in our Aadhaar card, PAN card, passport, etc. It is one form, this form, with this figure, photo, thumb impression, and the eye also they scan. What is it called? Biometrics. With the present biometrics, we have one identity. But this identity is not going to be valid eternally. Once we leave this body, because of our karma, we get another body. Then our form has changed. And by then this biometrics, this identity is no more valid for us. Then everything has changed. Biometrics have changed. We might have gone to a dog body or a cat body. Any body is possible. Somebody was asking, is it possible for a human being to go down? Means, can a human being become an animal or plant, etc.? It is very much possible. Yoni manye prapadyante sharirattvaya dehinah sthanumanyenu sanyanti yatha karma yatha shrutam. Kathopanishad is very clear about it. Sthanumanyenu sanyanti. Not just animal. Human beings can also get into plant janma. Sthanu janma. Sthanu means the non-moving creatures. Yatha karma yatha shrutam. And our janmas are in accordance with our karma. Yatha karma. And yatha shrutam. Shrutam refers to our thoughts. The thoughts that we entertain also determines our next janma. Yatha karma yatha shrutam. Two things are told. One is the physical and verbal actions that we do. It determines our next janma. And another is the thoughts that we entertain in our mind. So, Vishwarupaha. Jiva takes many forms, many bodies. They say 84 lakh varieties of janmas are there. Trigunaha. He has three gunas. Jiva is associated with the three gunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Sometimes the jiva becomes a Sattvika. And sometimes he becomes a Rajasa. Rajoguna becomes Pradhana. And sometimes Tamoguna becomes Pradhana. Trivartma, and on account of the karma, he goes through three courses. Jiva takes 3 paths. There are 3 gatis. Gatis are called Vartma Marga. There are 3 gatis. The first one is called Shukla Gati. Shukla Gati is also called Uttarayana, Archiradi Marga, and Devayana. There are 3 other names of Shukla Gati. Shukla Gati, Archiradi Marga, Uttarayana, and Devayana. Devayana. Some jivas travel by Shukla Gati. In chapter 8 of Bhagavad Gita, Shukla Gati is described. Agnir Jyotiraha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Brahma Vidojanaha. So, to go by Shukla Gati, one should have performed proper karma, good karma, and in addition to good karma, one should have done upasana also. Karma and upasana. Upasana means Ishvara dhyana, meditation on Ishvara. If somebody has done a lot of japa, lot of meditation, he is a great bhakta, then he can travel by Shukla Gati. Through Shukla Gati, he goes to Brahmaloka. The highest possible loka is called Brahmaloka. And he stays in Brahmaloka till the end of the kalpa. And at the end of the kalpa, he gets moksha. It is called Shukla Gati. Then there is a Krishna Gati, second Gati. Dhomo Ratristatha Krishnaha Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandrama Sanjyotir Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Who goes by Krishna Gati? If a person has done good karmas, he has done various good karmas, he has done Ishta Purta, Ishta Karma and Purta Karma. Ishta Karma refers to all the yagas, yajnas, etc. He has done yajna. And Purta Karma means the social service. He has done lot of service activities. He has helped others. These two karmas are collectively called Ishtapurta. If he has done Ishtapurta, then he will go by Krishna Gati. He has not done Upasana. He has done only good karmas. Karma without Upasana. He was not a great bhakta. He did not have too much of bhakti. But he did good karmas. He lived like a good person. Good person not from the modern point of view, from the Shastriya point of view. There is a lot of difference between the modern perspective and the Shastriya perspective. According to the modern perspective, if you conform to the present norms of the society, you are considered good. You are a sociable person. You know how to behave in a party. If somebody offers a social drink, you should drink a little and you should dance a little. You should wear tie and shoe and everything. Then you are a social being. People will be happy. But the Shastra has its own norms of being dharmika. So he is a dharmika person, but he was not a bhakta. He did not have, overwhelming bhakti. Then he goes by Krishna Gati. And Krishna Gati takes him to higher lokas, but the lokas that are below Brahma Loka. He will go to higher lokas, but the lokas are below Brahma Loka. He goes to Swarga. Swargaloka, and he stays in Swargaloka for a long time until his punyas are exhausted. All the good karma that he has done, until they are exhausted, he stays in that loka. But then Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. The punya karma that he has done, they get exhausted at some point of time. Because any punya gets exhausted. It is like a cash. Cash gets exhausted as we spend. And once the punya is exhausted, he returns to this planet Earth. Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. That is how Krishna Gati is described in the Shastra. If he goes by Shukla Gati, he may not return. Whereas if he travels by Krishna Gati, he is subject to Punaravritti. He is subject to return. Krishna Gati is not very bad. It's okay. It's a desirable Gati. But compared to Shukla Gati, it is a little lower. Not as desirable as Shukla Gati. But then there is a third Gati also. It is called Adhogati. It is not mentioned in chapter 8 of Gita, but it is mentioned in Gita elsewhere. Kshipam yajasrama shubhan asurishveva yonishu. Krishna has mentioned it elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita. If somebody is not doing any Shastriya karma, he has not done Shastriya karma in his life. Even if he has done some Shastriya karma, The ashastriya karma is much more than shastriya karma. It overweighs the shastriya karma. He has done many papa, lot of papa in his account. Then he goes by adhogati. He may get into plant janma, pashwadi sthavaranta adhogati. Adhogati is pashwadi sthavaranta. He may become a pashu, an animal, or a bird, or a plant, amoeba, bacteria, anything. Therefore, jiva can travel through three margas, three paths. Trivartma, pranadhipaha. Jiva is pranadhipaha. Prananam adhipaha. He is associated with the prana. In fact, the word jiva is derived from a root jiva pranadharane. Jiva has the meaning of to have prana, to be associated with the prana. As long as we are associated with the prana, we are called jiva. Prana stands for Sukshma Sharira, because prana is one of the important component of Sukshma Sharira. Our Sukshma Sharira consists of Pancha Pranaha, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani, and the Antahkaranam, mind. This is the Sukshma Sharira. Therefore, the word prana stands for Sukshma Sharira. When we are associated with the Sukshma Sharira, we are called Jiva. Atma associated with the Sukshma Sharira is called Jiva. Pranadhipaha. This Pranadhipaha sancharati. He travels. The Sthula Sharira does not travel. When we travel, we leave our Sthula Sharira here. This body is left here. The Jiva leaves its Sthula Sharira. Jiva is not very much attached to the Sthula Sharira, but it holds on to the Sukshma Sharira with the much higher proximity. Jiva travels with its Sukshma Sharira and it goes to another Sthula Sharira. It keeps changing its Sthula Sharira.
Immediately?
No?
Immediately?
Not immediately. Not immediately. So Sukshma Sharira, you see, when we die, it is called Utkramana. The process of leaving the body is called Utkramana or Utkranti. In Brahma Sutra, these things are discussed in great detail. Utkranti and Gati. Utkranti means leaving the body. How the Jiva leaves the body, it is also discussed in great detail. The Jiva leaves the body through some nadi. Shatam chaika cha hridayasya nadyaha. There are 101 nadis in the body. These nadis start from the heart. Heart is like the hub of the nadis. Hridaya is the hub of the nadis. From the heart, various nadis travel. There are 101 main nadis. Shatam cha ekacha. They are like highways. And then there are many other branches. Each nadi has its own branches. Now this jiva can travel through any nadi. Suppose you want to get out of Bangalore. You have many ways of going out of Bangalore. You can travel by Tumkur road, you can travel by Ballari road, you can travel by Hosur road, you can travel by Mysore road. So many roads are there. We have 6 or 7 roads. Whereas the jiva can travel by 101 nadis. An ordinary jiva, if a person has led a very ordinary life, it can travel by any nadi. It will travel by through any side. But if he has done upasana, if the jiva has performed upasana, he has meditated on Ishvara and he has led a life of sadhana, then at the time of death, the jiva contracts into the heart. Now at this point, the jiva is pervading this body. The jiva is pervading entire body. Means the sukshma sharira is pervading the sthula sharira. That is why we can feel at every tip of our hand and leg. At the time of death, all the indriyas withdraw. Indriyas merge into the mind. And the mind merges into the prana. And everything is the prana. Prana also contracts into the heart. Even the prana withdraws from the body and it contracts into the heart. Then only one prana remains active. All other pranas switch off. One prana becomes active. It is called udana, udana vayu. Because udana is utkramana vayu. Udana prana serves the function of utkramanam, leaving the body. In fact, udana is not active other time. Now udana is not active. That is why we are staying in the body comfortably. At the time of death, udana becomes active. All others become passive. They withdraw. And then, if he has done sadhana, if he is a sadhaka, then his prana travels through a particular type of nadi which goes upwards. It is called sushumna. Tasam murdhanam abhinisrutaika. Kathopanishad says, Tasam murdhanam abhinisrutaika. One nadi goes upwards and it travels through sushumna nadi. So that is how the exit happens. Exit is utkranti. After that there is a gati. After utkranti, after exiting from this body, there is a gati, a journey. Even the gati is discussed in the Shastra. how the jiva travels. There are many possibilities. Lot of things are discussed. So, in due course, it may get another body. When it gets another body, it is difficult to say because it depends on various factors. So, not immediately. Immediately it cannot travel. It takes time. Even for any post to come, it takes time. So, Trivartma Pranadhipaha Sancharat. So, being associated with the prana, it travels. And how it travels? Swakarmabhihi. On account of its karma, it travels. While traveling, it carries its karma. Punya, papa, everything is carried. And based on the punya and papa, it gets another janma. Punyena punyam lokam jayati, papena papam, ubhabhyam eva manushya lokam. If it has a lot of punya, it will get a punya loka, it will go to swarga, etc. If it has papa, too much of papa, then it will go to the lower janmas like animal, cat, etc. And if it is balanced, almost 50%, punya papa are 50-50. Ubhabhyam eva manushya lokam, then it will become manushya, another human being. Human janma, manushya janma, is considered a mixture of both punya and papa. In animal janma, papa is higher, punya is lesser. They also have punya. Even to be born as a dog, you need punya. It's very obvious when we see the pets nowadays. Lot of punya is needed. Otherwise, who will feed you? Who will bathe you? Abhisheka. Earlier, we were doing abhisheka to Bhagavan. Now, Bhagavan has been replaced. God has been replaced by Dog. They get abhisheka as well as alankara. So, human birth is a mixture of punya and papa. That is why we have dukkha also. So, it can be easily understood. No human being can be always happy, always pleasure. There is pleasure as well as pain. It is a 50-50. Like there is a biscuit, right? 50-50. What is it? Crackjack. Sweet and bitter, not bitter. Oh, what is it? Salt. Sweet and salt. Next mantra. Angushtamatro ravitulya rupaha.
Angushtamatro ravitulya rupaha.
Sankalpahankara samanvito yaha.
Sankalpahankara samanvito yaha.
Buddhirgunenatmagunena chaiva.
Buddhirgunenatmagunena chaiva.
Aragramatro कालाग्रमात्रो ह्यवरोऽपि दृष्टः
कालाग्रमात्रोऽप्यपरोऽपि दृष्टः
ह्यपरोऽपि दृष्टः is a reading. There is another reading ह्यवरोऽपि दृष्टः. He, instead of a, it should be va. It's another reading. Both readings are okay. Hyaparopi or Hyavaropi. Angushthamatraha. Angushthamatrah Purushaha. The Upanishad describes the jiva or the size of the thumb, Angushtamatra. How the jiva is Angushtamatra, there is an explanation. The space in our heart, space inside the heart, is almost the size of the thumb. Hridaya Pundarika Akash, the space in our heart is almost the size of the thumb. Now, our mind, our manas, is situated in the heart. According to a prakriya in the Shastra, it is situated in the heart. It is the seat of the heart. It is the seat of the mind. Heart is the seat of the mind. It's not that the mind is present only in the heart. Mind is present all over. But the capital of the mind is in the heart. That is why if any news comes to us, we feel in the heart. Daba daba happens in the heart. Heart is a very sensitive portion, emotionally sensitive portion. Any emotion can cause a change in the heart. That is why the Shastra says heart is the seat of the mind. Now the Jiva, the Atma, Jivatma is in the mind. Therefore, the Jivatma's size should be that of the space in the heart. In the space in the heart, there is mind. And the Jiva is in the mind. Therefore, the size of the Jiva can be understood as the size of the thumb. We should understand that this is not the purport of the Shruti. The Shruti does not intend to say Jiva is just Angushtamatra. This is a misconception that some people have. In fact, we all have this misconception. Even without philosophy, we attribute a size to ourselves. What is our size? A very ignorant person says, I am of the size of the body. My size is 5 feet 8 inch, 9 inch, 10 inches, 5 feet, 6 feet. This is my side. Then there is a smarter person. He thinks a little. He says, no, I am not 5 feet 8 inches. Within me, within this body, there is the mind. Therefore, my size should be the size of the mind. Therefore, he thinks his size is angushthamatraha. In fact, this is an adhyaropa statement, a statement of adhyaropa. The Shruti is stating the misconception of some people, because later on the Shruti itself will rule it out. Jiva is not angushtamatra. Jiva is ananta. This is what we have to understand. Sachanantyaya kalpate, it will be told later on. Therefore, according to some people, Jiva is angushtamatra. In fact, many of us think so. That is why where do we point out? Here. It is another unconscious thing. We never point at here. We never touch a head and say, I did it. We touch only here. What is the space? Angushtamandra. Only this small space we touch and say I. I is angushtamandra. Only this much. We have confined ourselves to a small space in our body. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.